Thank you very much. And Mr. Sledge, I think Mr. Miller was trying to catch you in the lobby to speak with you a moment, if you have a second. He's right over there. Okay. Our next speaker is Lisa Marie Campoletta.
Hi, I'm Lisa Marie Campoletta. I noticed all the ghouls outside today when y'all were taking your photo op, and that looked really cool when I came to sign up for City Hall today. But what we do have is an underbelly snapshot that I would like to address. I actually submitted some open records requests for Mr. Shane Scott's travel records, and it was dated October 8th. And I'd like to see his history, the trajectory of your travel records, as well as what you've been paid on the dais. And I'm still waiting for that data. The other concern I have about Mr. Scott is item number 12, as well as item number 16, number 17, and 18, High Point Trace. If you trace the dots, Mr. Scott has received some campaign finance reports. So I'm here to ask you today, Mr. Scott, to please recuse yourself from this vote. It's very inappropriate, if anything, for perception when you're on the dais during campaign election season and this vote is up for tonight. That's inappropriate, and it's not good San Marcos behavior. Additionally, I wanted to address what y'all were discussing just now about Capes Camp. I think it's just lovely that all of a sudden we're concerned about this being a preserve. It's unfortunate that we didn't do that when we had the zoning request, which resulted in flooding and now complete demolition of that neighborhood to the point where now micromanaging parking. What's more troublesome to me is that has there been a shovel test? Mr. Ford, I would love to know, because I've only been on y'all's ankles about this for 2 years now. That's a public improvement project. There's a state law, and y'all, we all know that's an ecologically and environmentally and archaeologically sensitive area. There are significant artifacts that have been found there, and y'all haven't done anything. Y'all like to talk about Hispanic Heritage Month. And I know we just recently had a really cool, super cool photo op for Native Americans. The allergies are bad. I'm suffering too. My face is all swollen from the hives. From the what is it in the air right now, the mold or whatever, the ragweed. So anyway, the other concern I have, y'all, about Capes Camp, and Mr. Parker, you know this because you and I were both on the tour together, there's a big pole right there. And it's literally someone can get decapitated. So I really wish y'all would investigate that. I could see some kids out on a hot date and all of a sudden, bam, someone gets hurt. So if y'all could please take a look at that pole, that might be like your first go-to item besides the tree. The last thing I wanted to talk about is this Texas Aviation Partners. Y'all, they failed to bring any new business during the first 5 years they were there into the contract, and y'all still renewed the contract. What's up with that? I don't know. I'm just puzzled. It's like y'all give all the love to the big boys, like item number 15, where all of a sudden we have a small business owner. Well, by that interpretation, you guys are putting Patrick Rose on the SMTX board. He's not a small business owner, y'all. He's a developer. Someone who runs a coffee shop is a small business owner. Someone who has a restaurant is a small business owner. Hello, word. It's not Patrick Rose. Thank you. God bless San Marcos.
Our next speaker is Sean Maycock. If you'll please approach the podium and state your name for the record.
Good evening, Sean Maycock from Blue Skies Aviation. I'm here to speak out about the proposed changes to the airport minimum standards rules and regulations. First thing I'd like to say that I'm highly disappointed in the lack of communications from Texas Aviation Partners, not only about these proposed changes, but all communications in general between the businesses at the airport and airport management. No businesses were notified of these proposed changes. No businesses were asked for input or feedback about the effect that these proposed changes could cause to the business at the airport. Real quick, some of the points I want to bring up is section 10.034, fueling and flammable waste oil storage. It states that no person will keep or store waste oils in or about the hangars. And it's not only cost prohibitive to remove used oil on a daily basis, but oil recyclers will not even collect used oil unless there's at least 300 gallons for them to collect. Can this be changed to reflect that only commercial businesses be allowed to store used waste oil? Section 2.4, temporary aeronautical commercial activity. It states the proposed minimum standards state that the San Marcos Airport may or may not allow this type of service to exist at the airport. However, in Section 3.2, temporary or mobile business activities are permitted, and that's quote unquote. These two items contradict themselves, and the main concerns about this is that This will really hurt local businesses already at the airport, businesses that have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, me being one of them, and many of them spent many years of their lives building their businesses. Allowing mobile mechanics at the airport is really going to hurt the revenue that we bring into the airport and be able to provide the jobs that we provide. I think Section 12, if you look at Section 12, it's really confusing. It should be made to read where it can be understood easier. As it reads, it sounds like that commercial businesses cannot rent hangar space but out to aircraft owners, but private individuals can. I also do not understand what a non-commercial monthly renter of ramp space is, considering that ramp space is public and free. The issue of charging to host fly-ins, I host fly-ins sometimes 2 or 3 times a year, and we give those proceeds from those fly-ins usually to a local charity. They also promote the airport for aviators who have not been to our airport or may have not been to the airport in a while. Gives them the opportunity to see the different businesses at the airport and what's going on. It also is a way to advertise your business plus the other businesses that are out there. Charging for small events, which are basically just cookouts with no more than 20 or 30 people that usually end up coming to these places at a time, it's really going to make that so cost prohibitive that we're not able to do that anymore, and it's just going to kill that old tradition that's been around for longer than anybody else in this room. I thank you guys for your time, and I hope you guys really read my letters that I sent to you. I know some of them were kind of long, but some of these things need to be looked at.
Thank you, sir. And our last speaker for the evening is Sarah Lee Underwood. If you'll please approach the podium, state your name for the record.